So, hi everyone, my name is Igna and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. So I wanted to start this channel because I've been really inspired lately by awesome YouTubers like Shane Dawson and Molly Burke because I love the way they share their realities with the world, and they just create like conscious initiatives like mental health and different health conditions, and I find it super amazing what they're doing because when we learn about other realities, at least what happens to me is that I become more aware of all the things I have and all the things I like reasons I have to be happy. So I would like to share my personal story with you guys and share my life and my thoughts and all of those things so we can together learn and, I don't know, just live life better, I guess. And be more conscious of other realities and other lifestyles across the world. So, yeah, as I mentioned, my name is Igna and I am from Chile, South America. So please forgive me, my English is not the best. I am really trying, so yeah. What I wanted to talk about today is a condition I was born with, which is called microtia. Microtia is a malformation in the ear that happens when you're born. Well, not when you're born, but you have it since birth. And it can affect either both ears or just one. And it has 3 different stages: first stage, second stage, and third stage. And it also can affect other parts of your body. So and I don't know a lot about it medically. I can talk more about my experience though. So if I did say anything wrong, I apologize. And please let me know in the comments or ask questions and comment, I guess. That's the point of it. So yeah. In my case, I was born without my right ear. Well, not born completely without, but it's stage 3, so it's pretty bad. Luckily, I didn't have any face problems, which also come with microtia, that sometimes patients born with this condition, the side of their face without the ear, or like the normal ear, doesn't grow the same way that it should. So they have to do a lot of plastic surgery on the kid ever since they're like really young for their face to keep up with how a normal face of their age should look like. So I didn't have to do that. My ear, although it is stage 3, I didn't have anything related to my face, which was kind of a relief because I'm really scared of surgery in general. There are, I guess, treatments for this condition, but the options are all surgery, and the best option is with your own cartilage. I don't know how it's called, but it's that part like of the ear that isn't really bone. You also have it down here in your rib cage, so the surgery consists on taking a piece out of it, carving it into the shape of an ear, and then placing it where your ear is. However, the reason I'm not doing that surgery is because I find it kind of frightening, and also because that would only improve like my ear in an aesthetical way. It would not give me my hearing back. It would just look like an ear, but it wouldn't work. And in my case, I've grown to accept my ear and I don't mind it, how it looks physically, but I do wish I could hear normally, so it's kind of like a bummer. There's nothing to be done about it. So that's kind of my backstory with microtia, and I wanted to talk about how it is like growing up without an ear. Although an ear is not a huge part of your body, it still kind of has an impact. There are things I can't and can do that are different to what other people can, and sometimes I feel like people don't know. And of course, they have no way of knowing. I mean, they weren't born without an ear like I was. So I wanted to go on camera and talk about some things that you might not even have thought of that you could do, but I can't. To kind of like show what my reality is like. So although it's not that different, we still have differences. First up, it is a huge insecurity when I'm meeting new people. And this does have a backstory. I remember when I was younger, I still lived in the same place that I do in the neighborhood. But there were these girls. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, but it wasn't because of my ear. It was because of me. So I can't blame that on my ear. But there were these girls that I played with a couple of times, and I thought we were becoming friends until one day. This is so awkward, I'm sorry. Until one day I told them, like, hey, want to hear something funny? I don't have an ear. And in the moment they act like cool about it, they were like, oh yeah, that's cool, yeah, can I see it? Yeah, sure, whatever. I showed it to them. And after that I never saw them again. So it kind of sucked because it felt like I share this part of me that it's a huge part of my identity. It's part of who I am. And because of that, the girls didn't want to be my friend anymore, I guess. So ever since then, when I changed schools later because of other reasons, I remember when I first arrived to the class, I was older then, I was in like 7th grade. I would always cover up my ear with my hair. I would go like this all the time. I would just go like covering it up casually, never put my hair up in a ponytail. And now I don't, now I'm more comfortable with it. But in the moment, I remember a few weeks went by and one of the girls I had met who had become my friend told me like, hey, what do you do that with your hair so much? Are you like, what are you trying to hide? And although she meant it as a joke, I actually sat her down and told her like, yeah, I don't have an ear. And she was like, wait, really? And I was like, yeah, that's why I'm covering it with my hair all the time. And she was surprisingly nice about it, and everyone who knew about it was. But I guess it's still kind of like a thing I have, like when I meet new people, I'm always covering up my ear with my hair. So it's kind of like crazy just showing it in a camera for everyone to see. But yeah, that's one of the things that are kind of different growing up, having an extra insecurity. Also, this is kind of like a silly thing, and you might think it's not that important, but it turns out it's actually quite important, which is figuring out the place where sounds come from. So when you're sitting with your eyes closed and somebody clapped on the left side of your face, like you know it's from that side. Your car, you can hear it's where it's coming from the left, from the right, up front, backwards, and all around. Now, I'm not the greatest at doing that because I don't have an ear. So since I have not a lot of hearing left on this side, I can hear, but just not as much as normal people do. I often don't know where sound is coming from. So you could be screaming my name over on that corner over there, and I could swear it was back here. And that's because all the sound, most of the sound at least, enters through my left ear. So since it all comes from the same place, this is my guess. This is not like medically proven or anything, but I feel like since everything comes through this side, I have no clue in like where the sound is coming from. And you would think, well, that's not that important. And that's what I thought too until I wanted to get my license. Because when I try to get my license, it turns out that there's tests where you have to tell where the car sounds are coming from, and I got really nervous about it, and my mom went over to the city hall to ask about it. That's where you ask for the information here in Chile, and they told her that, thank God, I didn't have any problem taking out the license, I could do it, but they would have to put in the back of it that I had this issue, that I couldn't hear the source of, like find the source of the sound really easily. So it was kind of scary because for a minute I thought I was gonna have a tougher time getting a driver's license, which wasn't the case. And it's also really frightening for my mom in the case of emergencies. So she's scared that, for example, when I went on my senior trip, or well, the like equivalent of a senior trip here in Chile, my mom was really scared that something would happen and I wouldn't be able to identify where the sound was coming from. Like if there was sirens or anything, I wouldn't know where to go because the sound will be coming from everywhere for me. Especially when I get nervous, I have no clue of where the sound is coming from. So it's kind of scary. But I guess that's a thing that you can train, and my mom wants me to train with her, and so I have to practice where sound comes from more often so I can hear better. I don't know. Another thing that works different for me is conversations. And it's not because of my ear, like people ask me all the time, but it's more about the conversation in itself. It could be about anything, but I'll still have trouble because let's say you're walking on a sidewalk somewhere with a friend and your friend is standing on your right side. For normal people who have two ears, they wouldn't mind if the person was standing on either side of them because they can hear them perfectly. But if someone is standing on this side of me, on my right side, I have a tough time hearing them, and I have to crane my neck all the way to the side to just try to hear with my good ear what they're trying to say. And it kind of sucks because you have to be like with your head to the side all the time, or you have to just like casually go around them and just stand on the other side, and they ask like what's wrong, and I have to like shake it off to say no, it's just nothing, I want to be on this side, I guess. I don't know, it's really awkward. And that also happens at the dinner table or any like when you have to sit like in class, for example. When I moved to my new school, I had to tell all the teachers that I had my crochet, and it was really awkward because they all came up to me and say, where do you want to sit? And they had this like privilege, I guess, that I could choose where I sat in most of the classes, which was kind of awkward because people were like, why did she get like to choose her spot? And so that was another issue that I had in school. Also, my phone. I realized this a really short time ago, but it turns out that it sucks because I'll never be able to use the like small earphones, like headphones, the little ones, both of them at a time. And I didn't know why every time I put headphones on, people would just talk to me normally. And I realized one of the reasons is because when people are wearing headphones, when you don't want people to bother you, you put both of them in. And if you want to talk to people, you put just one of them in. However, I can't put both of them in, so people always think I'm up to something when I might not be, and that kind of sucks. I wish I could wear both of my headphones, which is a really small thing, but it's still something I wish I could do. And it's really sad to think it's such a small thing, but I'll never be able to do it unless I get surgery. Also, this is another little thing I noticed, which is picking up the phone. People with 2 ears have it much easier than me. When it comes to picking up the phone, they can use whichever side they want. So, if they're using their left hand for something, they can use the right, and the other way around. However, I can only pick up with my right hand. Wait, no. Oh my god, I'm all messed up. When it comes to picking up the phone, I can only use my left hand because I'm a left ear, of course, because that's the only side I can hear with. And if I wanted to pick with this side, it wouldn't be very productive, which is kind of uncomfortable sometimes. It's not a huge deal, like, oh my god, it's impossible to pick up the phone. No, it's not. But it still kind of bothers me. It's kind of uncomfortable. The last disadvantage I have has to do with the precautions I have to take because of my hearing. Now, people in general don't take care of their hearing as much as I have to because I have a lot less hearing than most people. I can barely hear through this side, and I have to take care of my other side and like my hearing in general because for me it is much easier to lose it than other people. So that doesn't sound that bad, but it does have some implications that I don't really enjoy. Like, for example, my mom hates it when I use the small earbuds because those are not the best for your hearing. And I adore music. It's one of my, it's not a passion. I'm not good at making music. I just really enjoy listening to it. So it sucks because I can't hear music too loud, especially with the small headphones. And she is really strict about the volume I can listen to music on. And I'm really strict with it too. I don't want to lose all my hearing, so I can't listen to music too loud. And that also has an effect on concerts. So when I go to concerts, my mom makes me take earplugs and put on, like, straight up put on earplugs in the middle of a concert that I enjoy. And it's just the most awkward thing because people look at you like, if you don't like the music, why why did you come here? Like, they assume that because I'm wearing earplugs, it's because I don't know what they think. It's just weird to see someone in a concert wearing earplugs. So that also sucks. So that is a small summary of what it's like growing up with dead ear. If you would like to see more videos, I will try to upload as much as I can. I'm on my winter break right now, so I'm trying to film as much as I can and start uploading regularly, or uploading it all. I mean, this channel is brand new. What am I talking about? But still, I want to talk more about this in future videos, but I also want to talk about different things. So let me know if there are any things you'd like me to talk about. If you have any questions about my crochet or any other thing, just, I don't know, comment, I guess. I'll be replying to everything, because I doubt many people will watch this video. So if you are watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learned something new today. And that's it. And until next time, goodbye.